Oh no, I've got to wait a second. Good morning, everyone. Back here for another Live for Five, probably the last one we'll do before Christmas now. Delighted to be joined by Greg, one of our lead trainers, who looks like he's in a ski chalet, but I happen to know that's his home office. Good morning to you, Greg.
Good morning, Colin.
Good. We're going to try and get this done in 5 minutes again. We probably won't today, not because Greg likes to talk, but because we've got quite a big topic that we're looking at, and it's across the bottom of the screen there. It's a question that we get asked a lot. Our clients want us to help their cohorts accelerate their trust building capability. We all are probably quite familiar with the components of trust, the trust equation, and this split between sort of rational factors of trust like credibility, reliability, and emotional factors, intimacy, low self-orientation. And whenever we work with groups, we always ask them where they feel confident, where they feel comfortable. And there is always a clear split that, more people, maybe 9 out of 10 people feel more comfortable in the credibility, reliability areas, particularly when we're working with technical audiences. So what we're going to try to do is help those groups accelerate their trust building where they have, I guess, more potential to expand, which is in the kind of the intimacy, the emotional factors of trust. And Greg and I have been working on this a lot together, looking at factors like vulnerability. So Greg, love to get your views on this.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. I think what helps me kind of position this is if I look at over the last, probably 20 years or so, probably longer. If we look at the world of IT, what has been the sort of frame of the challenges that you have a client that presents some sort of technical problem that they don't know how to fix. And generally that is a situation that comes with high urgency. And so it's really rewarded technical consultants for coming up with clever answers very quickly. So expertise has gone right up the rankings as one of those necessary ingredients for coming up with the right answer quickly enough that you can change the situation. And that's really been how technical consultants have differentiated themselves, is I can get to the answer faster than the next person. And so it's really, I think, it's been possible to get away with having technical expertise as your lead mechanism for building trust. But now that we're seeing the advent of AI that is going to outthink humans and is going to get to solutions significantly faster than we can, I think it's really forcing us to expand into our relationship skills so that technical and relationship live side by side. And
I think difficult to do that, though, right? Like difficult to kind of help cohorts access the personal, the intimate side of their relationship building.
Yeah, it's almost counterintuitive in a very analytical world that is, logic driven, structured, and it says, well, in order to solve these problems here, I'm going to use my left brain as my dominant weapon in solving this. But what we're seeing more and more of is that actually those consultants that know how to, be able to speak the technical language, but be able to facilitate the customer conversation and going into talking about goals in a way that they might not have allowed themselves to speak about their genuine goals of where they're trying to take their business, but probably more realistically in speaking about obstacles, what really gets in the way for you, because there'll be interpersonal dynamics that sit alongside the technical challenges. And this is where the consultant who has both the technical expertise and the relationship skills can help a client move forward.
Yeah, and I've been absolutely privileged to sort of see you working with groups, I guess helping them use the term left brain earlier, the logical brain, helping them access the other side of their brain, the emotional side, how to just understand when actually a client needs a different type of interaction, a different type of presence, or the ability maybe to hold space. And I think helping people kind of practice that in a safe environment has been a key part of our answer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a client that I think is in an interesting state of change right now, bringing in agentic AI capability that is going to drastically change their client experience. It's going to change their employee experience. The whole customer lifecycle is going to change as a result of this. And quite often that brings up difficult feelings for people, like, how am I going to be affected by this? And so those consultants that can go into those vulnerable places and facilitate a conversation that says, okay, there is going to be change here. Let's talk about how we feel, because if we don't talk about how we feel, that ends up being something that, if suppressed, can come out sideways, and that's really not what we want here. So yeah, I think this is an age where consultants that have an ability to put a foot into the vulnerable conversation world, even if that just means sitting with discomfort a little bit longer, to not shout out an answer, or to ask a question and stay silent, even if it's those basic skills. I think this is a time where that's really going to be important.
Absolutely. And look, we could talk all day about this, but we mustn't. As is tradition, we've gone over the 5 minutes. But, you know, I think that what you've just described there, for me, is going to be the future of the superb consultant, someone who can, on one hand, hold a credible conversation about agentic AI, but at the same time be able to access a bit of vulnerability, hold a conversation that encourages people to talk about, I guess, how they feel and kind of what's going on for them as a person, and create that trust connection there. We're going to have to wrap it up there. Greg, thank you very much indeed. As always, the QR code in the corner there, you can scan that for more resources, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one, which will definitely be in the new year. So have a great Christmas, everyone.